Hello and welcome back. Today I would like to show you how to make these crochet Christmas ornaments. They're made out of this red heart Scrubby sparkle yarn. It's usually used for dishcloths, and the color I'm going to be using today is this color, which is, I believe it's marshmallow. Yep. And I don't remember the names of the other two that I used here, but I will link everything down below along with some other information. So you can adjust the size and you can make the ornaments bigger or smaller, and I will explain how to do that. So this one is about the size of a regular Christmas ornament. Let me see. The circumference of this one is about 9.5 inches, and this one is a little bit smaller. Let's see here. This one is about 8. So it's very easy to adjust it. Let me just put everything away so we have enough space. And then I just have this tapestry needle to hide my ends, and then just this 4mm crochet hook or size G. So to begin, we're going to make our slip knot, and we're actually starting from the bottom, and we're gonna go up and we're gonna finish with this little loop here. So starting from the bottom, we're going to chain 4, 3, 4. We're going to join with a slip stitch. This is our magic ring. We're going to work 6 single crochets into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to join with a slip stitch into the first stitch, and we're going to make this ring tight. And we're going to chain 1. We're only going to be working single crochet, so at the beginning of each round you're going to make a slip stitch and you chain 1, and into the same stitch we're going to make 2 single crochets, and you're going to make 2 single crochets into each stitch around. Make sure I'm not missing anything. So that was 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. And we're going to join to our beginning stitch with a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 1, and now we're going to make 1 single crochet, just a single crochet into the same stitch, and 2 single crochet into the next one, single crochet into the next one, 2 single crochets into the next, and repeat until the end. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets into the next, 1 and 1 and 2 into the next, 1, 1 and 2 into the next, 1, 1 and 2 into the last one. You should always start with a single crochet, and you should always end with a double crochet into the last stitch. And now you're going to join with a slip stitch and chain 1. So in this row we should have 18 single crochets. In the previous we had 12, and in the one before that we had 6. So each round is going to increase by 6 single crochets. Okay, so in this one we had 18. That means in the next one we're going to have 24. And then now we're going to make 2 single crochets. So 1, 2, and then double single crochet. Again, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and double. So each double is going to be worked into the previous double. So everywhere where you have 2 single crochet, you're going to be working again 2 single crochet. If you get confused for whatever reason, it's just very easy to remember. So 1 single crochet into the same stitch, another single crochet into the next one. Now I see that we have a double into this one. That means that's where I'm supposed to work my double single crochet. And 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and again 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So in each row you're going to be working your doubles into the same space. It's just going to increase by 1 in between each double single crochet. So 1 and 2, 1, 2, and 2 single crochets, and 1, 2, 2 single crochets, and 1 and 2. And this is going to be our last stitch. We always end with 2 single crochets into the same stitch in every round, and then we're going to join and chain 1. So now we have 24 single crochets in this round. If we increase by 6 stitches every round, 24 plus 6 means we're gonna have 30 into the next one, right? So now again we're gonna make the same single crochet into the same stitch. We're gonna have 3 single crochets in between each double. So that was 1, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and we came to our double again. That means that's where we work our double single crochet. It's just very easy to orient and crochet without really counting your stitches, because you know that you should be working your double single crochets into where you work your 2 single crochets in the previous row. So I don't need to count. So now we have 3 single crochets in between each 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And this one, this is my double. 1, 2, and 3. And we end with a double always, 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and we join and chain 1. So this is where I stopped for this smaller one, and I made another row for this bigger one. So this is just something to keep in mind. The number of rows and increases that you make is going to make a bigger ornament. You make less rows, it's going to make a smaller ornament. So let's actually make another big one. So I'm going to make another row. That means now we're going to have 4 stitches in between your 2 single crochets in one, right? So again, single crochet into the same stitch, 2, 3, 4, and now we have our 2 single crochets in same stitch. That means now we're working again 2 into the same. So if you see here, we always have 2 single crochets into the same space. Okay, and I'm going to continue all around. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we had 30 stitches into in the previous round, that means we should have plus 6 in this round, right? That means we're gonna have 36 stitches. One and 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and my last stitch is always 2 single crochets into the same one. Okay, we're done with the increasing. We're gonna join with a slip stitch and chain 1. Now we have to crochet the middle part, and the middle part means there's no increasing. We're just gonna be making single crochets. But you're gonna ask me for how many rows? Well, for the same amount of rows that you just made. So this was our row 6. That means I have to make 6 rows of just plain single crochets to make my middle. I had 5 rows of increases here, and then for my middle part I did 5 rows of single crochets. If you make 7 rows of increases, you're gonna have to make 7 rows of just regular single crochets. So just into the same stitch, we're gonna make a single crochet and single crochet all around. I'll show you how to make your life easier. You can just attach like a piece of yarn to the beginning of this row, or you can use those yarn markers, and that's gonna tell you which row you started in, making your regular single crochets, because you can just get distracted and crochet, and then you can count your rows, and in this case there should be 6 rows of regular single crochets, and I will meet you at the end. So I'm at the end of my 6th row of just regular single crochets. I should still have 36 stitches. I encourage you to count, and I just counted mine, and I do have 36 stitches. I haven't lost or haven't gained any. So now we can take our stitch marker off, and now we're gonna begin our decrease rows. And to fill the ornament, you can use whatever you have. You can use a special fill that they sell. I didn't have any, so you can use tissues, you can use cotton rounds, you just break them apart, cotton balls, toilet paper, whatever you have in your house. Leftover yarn is perfect as well, so we're gonna use all of it today. And so decrease rows are the reverse of your increase rows. So do you remember how in the last increase row we had 4 single crochets in between each 2 single crochets and 1? Well, now when we start decreasing, we're gonna start with 4 single crochets and 2 single crochets together over the 2 stitches, and then we're gonna gradually decrease in the same manner that we increased. So I did my slip stitch and chain 1 and single crochet into the same stitch, 2, 3, and 4, and now we're gonna make our decrease over the next 2 stitches. So it's gonna be just yarn over and insert, insert and then yarn over and pull through, and you should have 3 loops on your hook, and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. That's your decrease. Single crochet 2 together, and again we're gonna make just 4 single crochets, 3 and 4, and repeat your single crochet 2 together. So we're just generally decreasing 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, single crochet 2 together, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet 2 together, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, you should end your row with a decrease stitches. So we have 2 left. Remember how we had always 2 single crochets in the end? Well, when you decrease, you should always have your decrease stitch at the end as well. And we're gonna join with a slip stitch and chain 1. So now you can start filling in your Christmas ornament. But before I do that, I want to secure that tail that we had from our magic ring, making sure it's not gonna fall apart on us or anything. It's always a little bit tricky to put the yarn through. Oh, there we go. And then I'm just gonna go through with it a couple of times just to make sure all the contents are not gonna fall out when we start stuffing them. No need to cut anything off, you can just leave it in there for extra stuffing. So I'm just gonna throw some of my leftover yarn in there, my cotton rounds, and just break the tissues apart like this so they're not way too bulky. And then just stuff everything in there. And you don't want to stretch it too much, just so it holds its shape. I would say this yarn is pretty good at holding its shape, so really you don't need that much. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. And we're gonna continue with our decrease round. So in this round, we're going to have 3 single crochets in between, just as we did in the previous rows, right? We had 4 single crochets, then we had 3 single crochets, we had 2, we had 1, and then we had all doubles, and then we had just 6 stitches in the beginning. Well, we're gonna go back to the same 6 stitches that we started with. So we have our chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch, single crochet into the next one, single crochet into the next one. So 3. Now single crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches, and repeat your 3 single crochets, 2, 3, and single crochet 2 together. You will find that you're going to be making your decreases into the same spaces that you were making decreases in the previous round as well. So single crochet into the next 3, 2, 3, and single crochet 2 together, and 1, 2, 3, single crochet 2 together, 1, 2, 3, single crochet 2 together, and 1, 2, 3, and we always end with the decrease. Single crochet 2 together, and we join and chain 1. Okay, since we had 3 single crochets in between each decrease in the previous round, that means we're gonna have 2 single crochets in this round. So 1, 2, and your decrease, and 1, 2, another decrease, 1, 2, and a decrease here, 1 and 2. You're gonna notice that it starts closing up on you pretty quickly, and then it's gonna be kind of hard stuffing your ornament. That's why I start kind of earlier, just to make sure that the stuffing is like distributed evenly everywhere, and you can just add more as you go. And your last decrease, and we can add some more filling or stuffing, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to use some more tissues here. I don't want to stretch it too much, just so it holds its form. Okay, that looks good to me. And let's make another decrease round. So we had 2 single crochets in between each decrease, means in this round we're gonna have 1 single crochet in between each decrease. I'm gonna join and chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the same stitch, and my decrease right away, 1 single crochet and single crochet 2 together, and 1 single crochet 2 together, and 1 single crochet 2 together, and 1 single crochet 2 together, 1 single crochet, and as always in my last 2 stitches a decrease, and join and chain 1, and I think I'm gonna add actually some more just for the top here, and then we should be good to go. Just so it holds its shape nicely. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay, that looks nice to me. And this will be our last decrease row, which now we're not gonna have any single crochets in between our decreases. So we're gonna have to do all the decreases in this row, means we're gonna decrease in every single stitch. So then we should be left with just 6 single crochets at the end. So right now we have 12. So here's your 1 decrease, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means we're left with 6 single crochets same number of stitches that we started with in the beginning. And just check again your ornament if you want to add more. Right now this will be the time, because now we're going to be making this top part. And you can change, switch your yarn out to a different color, or you can just continue with the same color. I think it makes it just a nice look when it's a little bit a different color. So I'm going to join in my round here, and I'm not going to join it all the way because I'm going to be using a different yarn, and I'm going to take this opportunity to pull it through here, just like that. And you want to pull on your yarn that you used before, just to kind of hide it a little bit. And you can cut this yarn because you're done with it. And what I like to do, I like to just tie these two ends together just to secure them, and then I don't have to use my thread needle for this either. I'm just gonna tie them up like this, and I'm gonna stuff them inside, and that's how we're gonna hide our tails, and that's gonna be extra filling as well, just like that. Here we go. So now we're going to chain one with our new yarn, and then each stitch across, which we have 6, you're gonna make 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So you should get 12 stitches at the end. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, I'm losing my stitches. 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12. Not sure exactly what happened here, so I'm just gonna make my 12 into this last stitch, and I'm going to join into the beginning stitch here. You're going to chain 1, and now we're going to make a single crochet into each stitch around. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And you join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. So this is what it looks like now. So now we're just gonna make this loop here, and you're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you can just leave it like that, but I feel like with our ornament being a little bit heavier, we need to reinforce this loop. So I just go down the chain and I put a slip stitch into each of those chains, just like that. I feel like it makes it a little bit more sturdier, because it is going to be hanging on a tree, and we don't want it to stretch it out and not look good. We wanted to keep its shape. So in each stitch all the way down, and then into that last one, I like to secure it a little bit more. So I make another slip stitch right into that base that we have here. and leave a little bit of a longer tail here, and I'll explain to you why in just a second. And pull your yarn out, because we need to secure the other end somehow, right? So I'm gonna be using my tapestry needle. It's always a little bit challenging. There we go, we got it. All right, so, and then you just want to secure this base a little bit more. So I'm gonna just go in and out a couple of times here, just to make sure it's sturdy and it can hold our ornament. Nicely. All right, so that seems good enough to me. And now we just need to get with our needle to the other side. And the way I do it, I just weave in and out of each stitch until I get to the other side. Just like that. Making sure it's kind of in the middle, like this, which that looks good to me. And then we're just going to attach our other side like this. I don't want to have it twisted, making sure it's not. Looks good. Okay, and I just bring it down quite a bit so then I can push my tail down so nobody is gonna see it. And we can use this tail again for some extra stuffing. And we're done. How cute is this? And you made it with your own two hands. This could make great gifts too, or just, you know, table decorations as well. I think this is very unique and adorable. Thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays. Bye.